It's a big mentality in New Zealand that to be a man you have to be tough. You have to not cry. You have to not have feeling. And that's just... We have such a high suicide rate for men, young men in New Zealand, as well as women. But it is that mentality of you're just not supposed to be emotional. That's not okay. When really, you should be allowed to be sad. You should be allowed to cry. You should be able to express yourself in any way you need to. But it's just been cut off with so many young people with an upbringing, a culture. And the other thing too, I noticed the hardest thing for a lot of young people in New Zealand is New Zealand's a small place, but it's very rural. If you're in the middle of nowhere with no way of getting somewhere, you're alone. And that's hard too. My name's Maia, I'm 17, and I like travelling. Yeah. I think I went on the hikoi because I was curious about a lot of things about Aotearoa. I wanted to see more. Also influenced by my auntie and my mum. And the first walk they went on, I was 10, and I really wanted to go, but because I was so young they wouldn't let me. It's very hard. 10-year-old wouldn't be able to really handle it. So when I did get the chance, it was like something that I'd wanted to do for a long time. So the next coming up walk, I'm really looking forward to it because the last walk we did, we walked the main roads, and that in itself has a lot of trials and tribulations. It's just hard to walk on a road with people driving past you in cars and you're looking at them like, I really wish I could go that fast, but I can't. But yeah, the idea of walking through the bush and seeing all the amazing places in New Zealand along the way, I think that would be really cool. And meeting people, and I just want to see how the next walk turns out, pretty much. Highlights. It's funny because the first thing that pops into my head is the hot chips you get occasionally. When you go through a town and you go, alright, we're going to treat ourselves. Because quite often what you eat on the walk is rice and tuna, and rice and vegetables and tuna, and more rice and vegetables and tuna. So yeah, hot, greasy food. It was a highlight. But besides that, I think a big highlight, I can't actually remember where it was, but there was a bridge and the water was just beautiful, like a blue, I don't even know the word to describe it, but it was beautiful. Just little things like that. You'll be walking along and you'll see something and you'll be like, wow, that's so amazing. And because you have the time to stop and acknowledge and realise and look and admire, it's just beautiful. And you camp in beautiful places, and just the idea of being free, I think, was a highlight too. Was that you set up camp, you go to sleep, you wake up, you put it away, you walk, and then you set up camp again. You know, you have no place to be, people to see, except where you're walking to, and maybe if you're meeting up with somebody there, and that's it. You know, I think that was a big highlight too. I love my family, and we got a lot closer over that time, just seeing each other every single day, walking with each other every single day, camping right next to each other, eating together, everything. You make a lot of bonds that nothing else in life could break. But at the same time, sometimes you just want to throw a rock at them because you see them every day, all the time. I think my biggest problem walking with them was in the mornings, because I've never really been a morning person. But them trying to wake me up in the morning, it was just like, I did not like that. I did not like it at all. But it was good, you know, you really get to know somebody inside and out, just spending so much time with them. and a real appreciation for them too. You have some deep conversations, especially when you think a lot. So you'll finish a day and you'll want to talk to somebody if you've thought something heavy, and yeah. So you learn a lot about them, and I learned a lot about my mum and my auntie that I've spent a lot of time around all my life. I learnt so much more that I had no idea about. Well, on the physical side, I don't think much can prepare you for walking so long, for so many days and months, but I guess pretty much just go for a walk every day. Doesn't need to be extreme, but do walk a fair way, and just get your fitness up. Mentally, you have to be prepared to be in your own head a lot, and that was a big thing for me on the walk that I went on, was that you are in your head all the time. You are thinking things over 10 million times because you're walking, and you're just walking and you're walking and you're walking. Sometimes you just don't talk to the people you're walking with, and you just walk, and all you have to do is think, you know. So mentally, I think you just need to be aware that it could get hard some days. Waking up in the morning to do the same thing all over again can be hard, but it's worth it, and it really helps in the end. The time you get to really think through all your thoughts and everything you've been kind of trying to push away, because you can't push it away when you have that much time. So yeah, I think that would be the only thing to be mindful of, really. I just think that if you're thinking about joining the walk end of this year, that it would be an amazing experience, and you'll learn so much about others and yourself, and plus the exercise. Exercise is always good. But yeah, you learn so much, and you don't really realise how much you've learnt until you go back to the real world, where you've got a 9-to-5 job, or you've got a family to go back to, or then you start to realise in day-to-day things that you do, the way you communicate with people, the way you address situations is so much more clear, and you and yourself, you understand yourself better. And you think, oh, I'm with myself all the time, I know me pretty well. But it is surprising how well you don't know yourself. And I found the walk really good for that. Yeah.